Is it bad that I'm always hesitant when it comes to R-rated comedies? Since AMC Stubs members got a 2-week early advance screening for this film, I decided to check out Game Night, the latest R-rated comedy film that's coming out later this month. Game Night comes to us from the same people that did Horrible Bosses a couple years ago, Johnathan Goldstein, and for any Bones fans out there, Lance Sweets from Bones, John Francis Daley also did this. Now, they didn't write this film, they just directed it, but it is the same team from Horrible Bosses. But anyways, let's just get on to the review for Game Night. I'm not going to go into spoilers or anything, but the basic gist of the plot is Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams' character, they host game nights at their house every weekend. And they try to spice things up one night, and their murder mystery kind of gets too real, and I'll just leave it at that. So going into this, I was actually expecting a lot more comedy, which there is a bunch of comedy, and I'll get into that in a bit. But there was actually also a lot more action in this than I was expecting, which I was also fine with, because for the most part, it actually wasn't that bad, in my opinion. It's going to be kind of hard to not compare this film to Horrible Bosses, since it is made by the same people as Horrible Bosses, and this film also stars Jason Bateman. But, you know, I'll just say that I liked Horrible Bosses more than this, and I'll just leave it at that. The biggest bummer for me with this film is it's not as funny as I was expecting it to be with the, the talent in this film. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of there's a lot of laughs in this film, but you see probably about 85% of it in the trailers and TV spots, which is also kind of disappointing. I'm not even exaggerating. If you've seen a trailer or a TV spot for this film, you've probably seen at least 2 or 3 of the funniest parts that happen in this film. Other than those, there's not really anything that's like super laugh out loud. I mean, there's 2 jokes in this film that go on for most of the duration of the film that I don't really think were that great. Because there's one that has a very obviously predictable payoff that is kind of funny. There's another one where one of the people at Game Night's wife apparently slept with a celebrity, and so he just keeps egging her on with jokes about trying to figure out who she slept with because she won't tell him for some reason. And the payoff for it really isn't that good. Like, I didn't really laugh at it at all. Most of my theater didn't laugh that much either, but it was a really bad payoff for the joke because it was really dumb. I did, however, think the cast did a pretty good job with what they were given, especially Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams' character. They actually weren't that bad as a married couple in this film. I think they had decent chemistry. I mean, you've seen them in funnier things before. Rachel McAdams is much funnier in, say, Wedding Crashers. Jason Bateman's done a bunch of funny stuff because, Arrested Development, that's a TV show. But, Horrible Bosses also, I'm sorry I'm not bringing up Horrible Bosses anymore. But they were both fine. I like them. They get the most, screen time, obviously, because they are the biggest actors in the film. I can't really remember any of the names of the other supporting actors in this film other than Kyle Chandler, but none of them really gave like a horrible performance. None of them were bad, so I can't really give them a negative for them because they were fine. But I'm kind of being biased here because I really like Jesse Plemons, but I really liked his character, even though he's kind of like really weird, creepy, and awkward for every scene he's in. He's like this cop that lives next door to Rachel McAdams and Jason Bateman. And they have a couple of really weird moments with him throughout the film that I actually kind of enjoy just because I really like Jesse Plemons, and he has like a really wide range. And he's also like discount Matt Damon, but that's irrelevant to this film. What's really weird with this film is they set up a pretty good ending, and then it ends up being a false ending, and then the movie keeps going for like another 20 minutes or so. It's action-packed, in that last 20 minutes or so, and it's not bad because I actually did like it, somewhat. But I really feel like the false ending was better than the actual ending, if that makes sense. I guess they needed to pad out the runtime since this movie is kind of short. It's only an hour and 40 minutes. So, I guess they needed it, but I didn't think it was needed. Anyways, moving on to my score for the film, I'd have to give Game Night a C-. I didn't have a horrible time watching this film. It was, standard R-rated comedy kind of shtick. It's short anyways. Like I said, it's only an hour and 40 minutes long. I wouldn't run out and, see this immediately opening weekend or anything, but if it's on, in passing on TV or something, I wouldn't mind checking it out again. But it was alright. Anyways, thank you for checking out my review for Game Night. Feel free to leave a like. Leave your comments below whenever you see the film, what you thought of it. Hit that subscribe button. Until the next time, I'll see you guys later.